students, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this video on Food and Textile Studies for Grade 8. Today's lesson will be on Unit 1, Carbohydrates, the fuel of our brain in the morning to be fit. Hope you are ready for this video. At the end of this video, you will be able to list the sources of carbohydrates, suggest good sources of carbohydrates, state the importance of carbohydrates in the body, state health consequences of a lack and excess of carbohydrates in the diet. Carbohydrates are important sources of energy for the body. They include sugars, starches, and dietary fiber. Sugars and starches belong to the food for energy group. Dietary fiber is the part of food that is not digested by the body. It does not provide energy to the body, but has an important role in the body. Dietary fiber is mainly found in fruits, vegetables, and cereals. We will learn more about dietary fiber later on in this lesson. The sources of sugars. Sugars, table sugar. We have different types of sugars: white, brown, demerara. You have also icing sugar used for cake decoration, caster sugar used for cake making, candies, fruits. In fruits, we obtain natural sugars. Honey. These are the sources of sugars. Let's look at the sources of starches. Cereals, bread, pasta, potato. We obtain starches also from cassava, breadfruit, sweet potato, yam. All these are locally produced starches. The sources of dietary fiber: fruits, vegetables, pulses, and whole grain cereals. The importance of carbohydrates in the body in terms of sugars and starches. They provide energy to the body. They help to carry out the daily physical and mental activities. The importance of dietary fiber. It prevents constipation by making stools softer. It helps to lower blood cholesterol. It provides a feeling of fullness of the stomach. It helps to control weight. It reduces risk of colon cancer. Lack of carbohydrates, sugars and starches. You may feel weak, lethargic, and fainting may occur. You may feel hungry. Inability to concentrate in your work. Lack of carbohydrates in terms of dietary fiber. You may suffer from constipation, hemorrhoids, that is, swelling inside the intestines caused by severe cases of constipation, a high risk of cardiovascular problems, an increased risk of cholesterol, an increased risk of colon cancer, and finally from weight gain. The excess of carbohydrates in terms of sugars and starches, dental caries, and eventually tooth decay, an increased risk of diabetes, an increase in weight, and in the long run, obesity may result. Excess of carbohydrates in terms of dietary fiber, flatulence, bloating, abdominal pain, loose stools. All these you suffer by an excess of dietary fiber. Let's look at the activity. Question 1. What are the 3 groups of carbohydrates? Question number 2. Give 2 sources of each type of carbohydrates using the table below. Carbohydrates, sugars, starches, dietary fiber. For each one, you need to give 2 sources. Question 3. Why do we need to eat carbohydrate-rich foods? Let's look at the answers. Question 1. What are the 3 groups of carbohydrates? Answers: sugars, starches, dietary fiber. Question number 2. The food sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates in terms of sugars you obtain from honey and fruits. Carbohydrates in terms of starches you obtain from pasta and bread. Carbohydrates in terms of dietary fiber you obtain from whole grain cereals and vegetables. Question number 3. Reason for eating carbohydrate-rich foods. The answer: carbohydrate is an important source of energy for the body, which helps to carry out the daily activities. Carbohydrates help to control body weight. At the end of this video, you have learned about carbohydrates are a primary source of food your body uses for energy. They include sugars, starches, and dietary fiber. Sugar, you obtain sugar from honey, table sugar, and fruits. Starches in bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes. You obtain dietary fiber from fruits and vegetables, nuts, and whole grain cereals. Carbohydrates provide the body with energy to support bodily functions and physical activity. A lack of carbohydrates can lead to weakness and constipation. An excess of carbohydrates can result in tooth decay and obesity. We have reached the end of this lesson. Hope you appreciated it. Do not forget to kickstart your day with whole grain cereals. Thank you for your attention. Until the next, goodbye.